I keep playing it, and it's not as good mechanically and story-wise as Dying Light. But I'm playing Dead Island, and I'm not playing Dying Light. Well, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Yay! It was raining all day yesterday. It was raining all night. It's raining now. So it's very wet and damp, and I went walkies. My feet got soaked. Yay. I didn't go to sleep with any extra blankets on, and because it was slightly cooler, because of all that, I had no leg cramping while I slept, so now I'm actually sleeping almost all the way through. I eventually wake up around 4 o'clock, because of pain and discomfort, and then it's just toss and turn until 5:30, because I just don't want to get up at 4 or 3, so at least I'm getting rest, if not out and out sleep. So it worked to get slightly cooler, because it's not freezing outside, it's just raining. Yay! And of course, to placate my YouTube masters and the algorithms, front loading of videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very awesome. If you could leave me a comment, I love comments. I read every single one of them. I thumbs up each one I read, which again is all of them, and I answer as many as my executive dysfunction will allow. So that'd be cool if you left one. And of course, I want to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons, these literally beautiful and literally awesome people who are helping to keep me alive, and that is greatly, greatly appreciated. Even right now, it's tough. I ate yesterday only 2 cups of applesauce, and so I took in 100 calories of food yesterday, and I've got a couple days until I get paid. But thank you, each and every person that helps me survive. I would have run out of food a long time ago if it hadn't been for your help. So, front loading of videos over. Yay, and thank you, YouTube. Yeah, it's just been a little bit warmer, and it's very much wetter, and so my feet got soaked when I went out walking. Yay. But other than that, it was fine. I enjoyed the walk. I enjoyed thinking about things. I rarely remember directly at the time. Like right now, I'm trying to think of the stuff that I was thinking of last night. Most of it, I can't remember at the moment. It's not gone because a lot of it is, the world building setting. And so it's still percolating, the stuff that I'm working on. It's just that right now, because I want to remember it, I can't. There is a fair amount of stuff I do want to talk about, but I want to talk about just all sorts of things first. One of the things that you need to do for your mental health is to realize that just as a standard person who's not one of the movers and shakers with money and power, is we have no control, very little control. We have control over our own lives. We don't have a ton of control over anything else. In fact, once you go up far enough, 1 or 2 steps out of just yourself, family, neighborhood, city, you have no control at all. And realizing that in a positive manner will help your upstairs. You'll stop fretting about things that you have no control over. That's one of the problems with modern day. We went and grew up as a species when you heard bad news like maybe once or twice a week, and you didn't hear from other places except for maybe once or twice a year. We have not changed up here in our wiring appreciably from that time. We are not meant, and by meant I mean that's just the way that we grew up as a species, to have this constant flood of knowledge that we can do nothing about. And so it drives down your mental health with this constant flood of information that you can do nothing about. Realizing that you have no control and just letting go does help. Now, I can't remember exactly why I was leading up into that whole thing, but oh yes, it comes into this whole thing going on. When I reduce it to such terms, I don't like to talk about current events. I want to talk about the things that I'm interested in, but sometimes current events jump in and force their way into the forefront. I can't not talk about this whole thing going on with Russia invading Ukraine. My heart is just broken over this. I mean, there have been horrible, horrible things happening and wars happening. My country has done most of them. But I still feel so bad for these people, but there's no control at all. All we have is a flood of information that we can do nothing with. So yeah, my heart is bleeding for the people of the Ukraine right now. And I have pondered, like in the movie Scarface. If you've ever seen the movie Scarface, the remake with Al Pacino and all that, there is one point where a crooked cop is on his knees and begging for his life before finally getting, bang and down. I have often pondered that because on the one hand, it's like it doesn't matter. You know you're going to die. Who cares if you grovel? Who cares if your heart can beat one more time? If you can breathe just one more time, then all that groveling is worth it. Another second. Anything is worth one more second of existence. And at the same time, I think that's both true and not true. Because I have one of the things, and I may end up getting so emotional, I may lose some tears over this, because I have been, is that whole, when the Russian warship was speaking out, and saying, let down your weapons or we will fire. And the people in the boat, knowing that this was the wrong thing to do, just told them, I'm not going to demonetize myself, but it's go F yourself. I don't mind swearing. The YouTube algorithms, I make so little money off YouTube videos anyway, I can't afford to unjustly extra demonetize my stuff. But that statement that they gave, knowing that that was going to lead to their deaths, and they did it anyway, yeah, that was the right thing to do. So, my heart to these people, I wish there was some amount of power that I have, but I can't even stop my own self from the slow financial ruin that I'm falling into. And so if I can't even help my life, I can't help others. But still, current events hopefully over. Oh, we shall see what happens. Now on another thing, I have mentioned in videos that I can't do Minecraft videos anymore. It has gotten to the point with the engine that Bandicam tells me how much it's recording. What it actually comes out is not that much, because I can play the game Shadow Warrior, and it has a frame per second counter up in the corner. My frames per second are in the 200s when I'm playing that. It is buttery smooth, but it's choppy as hell in the playing. And that ain't wonderful. I have not been able to record any Minecraft at all just because there's been so much lag. It tells me, I have been able to record at like 50 frames per second while doing Minecraft, because the little frame per second counter's up in the corner. Lately it had been dropping down to like 15, and the last time I tried to record it was like 4. I just could not do it, and it's like I wondered, do I have to bring these things in? Do I have to do that? I watched a PewDiePie video today because he was talking about something and he was playing Minecraft. He has a monster gaming rig, and his machine is lagging while playing. I don't know what they've done to the game, but it is so unoptimized for anything right now that even monster gaming rigs, with all of the fancy stuff turned off, it's laggy. It looks like one of my videos. So, as soon as they do something, so maybe it's like that, I can try. The other thing I've been thinking of is recording on my Xbox over there, and then playing it on that with controller, and it's the Bedrock edition, it's not the Java edition, and I hate the way they're just monetized. They're monetizing it to death right now, but at least it'd be playable, so I'm thinking of giving that a shot. Now, one real quick thing I wanted to get onto the whole cosmic horror stuff, it's trying to clarify things. It's inside this one particular universe is the only place where this whole cyclical stuff is happening, and not many stars actually end up in the renewing phase. And I've been thinking about this for a while, and I had thought before, I talked about how this door, this inside and all that it leads is very human-centric. Because of that human centricity, our star system, our planet, is very human-centric, and that whole thing extends outward to the creation of the star and the whole systems. Only very centric systems with that connection are renewing. Every other star out there, 99.99999% of them, is being formed out of the new gases, the new dust, and forming new stars, and there's always new nebulas, and so that's going on. But there are those percentage of stars that are exceptionally centric, and ours is human-centric, and it's in that, well, it's not ours, of course, it's that one, because it's fiction, it's not real. Just to show that I know the connection, the disconnect between reality and fiction. But because it's that human-centric system, it is one of those renewing systems. I don't know how that works, but it does. It takes about 15-20 billion years for the cycle to start and then end. And with the disconnect, after intelligence ends on the inside, that's where it just all differentiates and cuts off, disconnects for a billion years on the inside until there's the knock of intelligence on the outside and the door is thrown open again. So it's hopefully that's kind of a clarification on how it works, because sometimes even I leave myself confused. I'm hoping that thinking of the whole centric thing, because if there's a dial with 100 spots on it, our system, I call it again, our system, of those 100 spaces, 97 of them are human, 2 of them are humanoid, and only 1 of them is neutral. So the very best you're going to get is no one has an advantage. And the very worst is, hey, it's human-centric. Even when it's not, it's humanoid-centric. So the star system is human-centric, but just that play of the cards on this 15 billion year run, it's only humanoid-centric. Still an incredible advantage. And of course, there's one thing that I think is both funny and weird, and I've actually got some merch in my head from this, because there's merch in the story idea. This person who has no sight, he and another person had been drunk thinking, came up with an idea where there is repetition, stubbornness. If you keep doing something, it can sometimes make things happen. So this guy goes to the crossroads, and just for 2 hours is making a video, walking around in this one area, thinking of, hey, I want to find a place that's interesting where I can explore it and have a nice night and then come home safely. Just repeating variations of that. And after 2 hours, starts finding a street sign that shows up. Now, this person barely has any sight at all. They've only ever seen just the Crimson Kingdom, Pale Domain, Association of Sovereign Free States, and Razor's Edge as exits. And by just walking 2 hours, repetition, repeating that and thinking it, he starts to see something out of the corner of his eye, and continuing that, finds an exit to a place called Alderton. And he goes there, and he has an adventure. But the thing is, the people of Alderton are also self-aware. They want to capitalize on the weird thing that's in their place, but they also realize that it's not altogether that fascinating. So part of their merch is geared on, hey, it's hard to do merch on this. Because in Alderton, which is a very beautiful place, there is in this shallow valley, very wide, a gigantic pig made out of vines. It's 60 feet tall, it's 150 feet long, it's a gigantic pig, and it's just walking 3 weeks up this shallow valley, takes 2 days to turn around, and then walks for 3 days back, 3 weeks back, takes 2 days to turn around, and then goes back. It is a gigantic hollow pig made out of vines, like someone made a paper mache pig, except it's vines. And it just walks. And these people are like, gosh, did you come here because of VINEPIG? And so they're trying to, they're selling merch, with shirts that say things like, should be fascinating, dull as dirt, VINEPIG, and then a picture of the VINEPIG on it. Stuff like that. And I was thinking to myself, that'd actually be a pretty cool shirt out here in real life. So I've been trying to think of going on to Teespring and doing a VINEPIG t-shirt based on Ollerton's VINEPIG. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Gonna go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. It ain't many, but anything more than 0 is awesome. Thank you each and every one of you that does leave me a comment. Now, if I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I got an American Sign Language, well, so let me call up my Chrome, and we have Ice Damon. Well, here's hoping it's not. And Confused Owl 29. Oh, I still love the Oz books, even as an adult. They are so dark, incredibly dark. They like to eat meat. Nothing can die in Oz, but they still eat meat. Then there's Floramu, Hokey Smokes. There's a lot of things I want to talk about, so hopefully I will one day. Thank you very, very much, and always good to see you in the comments. We have, I don't know how to pronounce it, TINLAPYUEN, thumbs up and thank you. There is Tracy McGill, greatly appreciated. Ignite the Kid, thumbs up and thank you very much. There's Cuban Missile Fish. I like the name, thank you very much. Ben B, greatly appreciated and good to see you. We have Tamara Jacobson. I sure hope I'm close. Thank you very much. There is Jay, greatly appreciated. Messy Jesse, thumbs up and thank you. And that is it. 11 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. Thank you very much. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only in text. And, that is greatly appreciated. Thumbs up. And I'm doing it again. This is I'm talking to other people voice. I have my throat and my chest constricted quite tightly. This is my talking voice. My actual voice is way down here. And even at this, I'm still tightening up my chest and fighting not to do that. So many decades I have talked in that higher register voice so that people can hear me better, that it's even hard for me to speak in my natural voice. And this one is my natural voice. If you could check out the, I also say, of course, don't know what device you're watching it on, don't know where the links are, but if you could check out the various links in the show more for the video, there are links to all my various channels. There are, excuse me, my Twitter, my Facebook, Patreon, and again, I would like to thank each and every one of these Patreon patrons. These are literally beautiful and awesome people, and I appreciate your helping me to live so very, very much. It is deeply, deeply appreciated. I like being alive. I know my cat likes being alive. I know my hamster likes being alive. Thumbs up and thank you so very, very much for your help. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I do have a PayPal link, and if you'd like to help me out without sending money, I do have an Amazon wishlist link with stuff like cat food in it. So thumbs up for that. But, of course, none of that is, that's not, I don't even know what I'm saying now. Yay for THC and cannabis as well. It works for pain control, and it's good for your short-term memory. Let's see, if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence, and of course if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. So what do you think? Do you want to hear my normal voice, or do you want me to crank it up so that I'm doing my talking to other people voice that I learned how to do through decades so that other people could hear me better? I don't know myself. But today, still being Sunday, I'm going to do just things that, Sunday for me at the time of recording. I'm going to do what I can to survive, and I have been playing Dead Island. Not obsessively, but a lot. I'm almost done with the game. I don't know what it is about the game, but I keep playing it, and it's not as good mechanically and story-wise as Dying Light. But I'm playing Dead Island, and I'm not playing Dying Light. So there's something in Dead Island that Dying Light doesn't have. Dying Light, I think, is next, but right now, I'm almost done, and I've been doing every side quest I can find. So hopefully your day is a good one, too. Yay. I have no ideas what I'm talking about anymore. Still, though, I'm going to draw a new picture. I'm going to keep working on my bookcases, and so hopefully your weekend is going to be filled with the things, well, it has been and will continue to be full of the things that you want to do. So, if you do not have to go out amongst the unmasked, unvaxxed, mouth-breathing plague rats, please don't. And if you do, wear a mask, maintain your social distancing, wash your hands, get vaccinated, get a booster. Don't get the bug. Don't get the long bug, which will happen if you survive. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And quite frankly, I think that's a very good idea.